150, tactical off-road racing. You are the one, you are the one, you are the one, 150.
Good evening, guys. If you are joining us this evening, you are here for the 115 2022 night lap, sponsored by Women's Lighting. See the cars here, so this is Alan Shot. Seems to be at the lead at the moment. There behind him. They're just waiting to go off onto the start line. See if we can pan around, share a bit of the start line. So we've got a maximum of 2 laps this evening, 3 hours in which to do these laps. Although we're probably looking at about a 15-minute lap. So hopefully we can bring all of that action from up here. So we'll see cars finishing as cars are starting. There's going to be pretty chaos. We've got cameras down at the Wilderness Lighting Rocks again as well this evening. So we'll be covering that as well. Guys are driving up that this evening. Always a bit more of a challenge, but makes it better viewing for us. So like I said, 15 minutes probably we're wrapping a lap. We're looking at just over 5 kilometres. We'll have to do a minimum of 1 lap, but 2 laps is what's required. So there's no challenge section this evening. The start order that you can see here is basically the legal really. So these are the quick guys. They're going to be in 3 years. That's right off the move.
Right, welcome to the Dragon's Tail at Walters Arena. First car's coming up. Out in the lead is Sharpie, closely followed by Jim Bob, and it looks like Duncan Thomas in third. Duncan thinks he's going to go for a pass. So that's the first 3 cars up the Dragon's Tail. It's going to be a bit of a break here for the next ones.
Correct, yes. First 3 cars back into the arena. negative change, but still got probably about another 5-7 cars to go. So we're just watching. We're down at the start, the building's slightly stage. It's from 15 to 22, Association of Terra Firma. Just watching the last cars. Leave the line, we've already seen the first 3 back. So it's going to be 2 rounds tonight. It's slowly getting darker and darker here. You can see the light miles an hour.
Okay, next car coming up the Dragon's Tail. Lights on. Coming up the stone steps. Just trying to pick the line the best they can. Big step there. And they're clear. Next car just coming up the valley. Right, next car just arriving at the Wilderness Rocks. Well, we've got 3 cars all in a row now. The next 3 cars have all bottled up. Just picking their way up. First car looks like Team Farrier, Lawrence and Waterfield. Second car's Fox's Fern. Third car's the Polaris. Our home's Polaris doing really well, keeping going. That's all 3 cars clear of the top now. Another batch of cars coming in at the bottom. Another 3 cars coming in. Sounds like the Blackbird guys have got their siren on there, obviously in a hurry. So the Wilderness Rocks night stage is really starting to get hot here now. Some serious lights in our faces. Blackbird's going for an overpass. Now going for an overtake. Got some LS power trying to get past. Car stuck now on this first lip. Bit more.
I also have
Yeah, car just coming into the bottom of the wilderness rocks.
Okay, we have multiple screens. Camera standby.
Right, back to the Wilderness Rocks. Car in front, struggling a little bit. Only on reasonably small tyres. A big step in front of it. Car just coming to overtake. But got cut off. Both cars just about to clear the top of the Wilderness Rocks. And they're clear. Two cars just clear. Looks like we've got another two cars just coming in at the bottom. Just coming across the gully, across the road. I'm just going to enter the Wilderness Rocks. Well, that's the Wilderness Night stage. It's not ever so dark yet. So two cars coming up. One's going to try and go for a pass again. Here comes the pass. Looks like Dave and Nicky Holmes trying to go for the pass. So here comes the pass. Oh, they're just trying to get past. Really struggling. Here we go. Side by side on the Wilderness Rocks. Side by Right, that's those two cars clear of the Wilderness Rocks. So next car just attempting the Wilderness Rocks. Just taking a nice, slow, steady route, just picking their way up. Looking good at the moment. Team Kermit, I think this is. Big step coming up. Thought they'd done that all right then, but they've just got hooked up on the back. Which is a shame. Going back down for a second go. No, still that back tyre's hooking up. Really big step there, look, I'm trying to get up. Looks like they haven't got the front locker in. They're just trying to rejig a little bit and trying to go over the other side this time. Bit more luck over there, that's good. Cleared that one out the way. So I think that was Team Kermit just cleared the Wilderness Rocks. So that's so back on the Wilderness Rocks. David Hyde just cleared it by the two nice. Next car's coming up. It's getting held up. Looks like they've not got the front locker in. So they've just got caught up. Next car picking them up. Trying to climb the step. Oh, yeah, just got up the step. Next car coming round wide. Looks like Alan Sharp just gone around them. And they're both clear of the rocks. Like a little pause for a change from low to high range. Let the car behind pass, which is nice. So they've cleared. Okay, so we've got just like Win Lewis just going across the bottom, recovery. We're just waiting for the next cars to come along. You can hear the Polaris coming. It's great to see all the comments coming in. It's good to see where you're watching from. So keep that coming, keep the likes coming in. I think we've got a t-shirt competition running either today or tomorrow, so be sure to comment for that. Polaris is now just coming up the Wilderness Rocks. Picking a really good line. That's the Polaris just cleared the rocks. Next car coming in, looks like he's just got caught up at the bottom. Again, thank you very much for all the comments. It's good to see that people are out there watching. Let us know where you're watching from. Shout out your favourite teams. put the hashtag 150 on there to be in the for a chance of winning some merch. Very nearly had a car over then, but they kept it going, which was good. I think that's Team Witchin of Prayer or something along those lines. So it's good to see them, those guys out. Next car is coming up the Wilderness Rocks. Starting to get a bit darker now. Starting to turn into a proper night stage. So keep your comments coming in. Remember to use the hashtag 150. And then you'll be entered into a prize draw for some merch. I think it's a t-shirt or something, so it's worth
That was good, Paul.
it's worth using the hashtag to be in for a chance of a t-shirt. So evening to Paul, watching from Dundee. And we've got Maggie watching in Wiltshire. So it's good to have you guys tuned in. Little bit of a pause in the action here. We'll be going live again tomorrow. It's around about 8:30 tomorrow morning. We'll be going live for the start and broadcasting for a good hour or so. We've got some cars coming into the finish line now. Another car just coming into the bottom of the Wilderness Rocks. We've got some really cool drone footage. So we've got a shout out for Kirby Signs from Mike. Thanks for all the positive comments from Sue and Maggie. I'm glad you're enjoying the coverage. So we've got two cars now coming up the Wilderness Rocks side by side. We're trying to be side by side. First car's holding the second one up a bit. I think the second car is the guys from Blackbird Industries. They're going for the overtake on the sedge. Clear. Nice overtake. No way, and they're gone. So there's another two clear. So we've got the two drones up. And we've got another car now coming into the bottom of the Wilderness Rocks. Car coming into the finish line. They're just finishing their lap off. I think the car coming up the rocks now might be Kirby Signs. They're driving quite enthusiastically. So that's the guys from Kirby Signs, I think. That's their second lap. So when they get this one in, we're on the Wilderness Rocks here, and this is about 2/3 of the way round the lap. So they've pretty much done. So they've only got a little bit more to go. And then they should have their 2 laps for tonight banked, and that's it. So that's good for them. A shout out from Colin to Team Sharpie. So we're losing the light. We've still got 2 drones up, which is great. So we've had 2 drone pilots here today. We've had James from Full Throttle Productions and Flying Fox with us today. So this is their first event they've been with us. So it's a bit of a baptism of fire for him, but he's been loving it, and we've had some fantastic drone footage from him. So hopefully it's come across on the live feeds and you've enjoyed watching that. So you should be watching the Flying Fox coverage live now. Just coming up to a car on the start line. We've got another car now just coming into the bottom of the Wilderness Rocks.
No. Exploring flight.
So it sounds like the Blackbird guys are just coming in hot into the finish line. So another car coming up the Wilderness Lights now. We've got full-on lights in our faces. They're just picking their line. So I think this is one of the Irish cars now just coming up the Wilderness Rocks. So recovery car just going back out on course. Next competitor coming up the gully, and then they'll swing around into the bottom of the Wilderness Rocks. Just having a bit of a pause, probably engaging low range just to crawl up these rocks. If you haven't actually seen these rocks in person, it's hard to sort of get across just how savage they are, but we're looking like, you know, that's probably a nearly 3-foot step there, so they are pretty savage. Just picking their way up the rocks. They're coming out wide to try and avoid this big step. Nicely dedicated down there. There's another one just cleared the rocks. Back down to the bottom. Next car's coming in. Just have a little bit of a walk down. This car seems to be a little bit lower than some of the others, so he seems to be struggling a little bit on some of these big rocks. I think this is one of the guys that have come down from Scotland, so a bit of a long drive down. But looking like they're enjoying themselves and doing pretty well. Right, managing to completely avoid that step. Next car coming in, I think this is Bridge Farm Motorsport. Good to see them out. Tried the high line, but just slipped down a little bit. So we've got a few more cars lining up at the start line, just waiting to put their second lap in. Car coming into the finish. Bridge Farm Motorsport have just cleared that nasty step, so they're doing really well. We've got Team Farrier lining up on the start line. Anthony Waterfield and Ryan Lawrence. So I think we're getting down to the last few cars now going out on their second laps. All the, I think the front runners have all banked their 2 laps. Two cars now on the Wilderness Rocks, just picking their way up nice and steadily, just trying to pick the smoothest line they can, avoiding the biggest of the rocks, which is sometimes is easier said than done, because the rocks do tend to actually move, which doesn't help. So one lap you can have a nice line, and then the next lap all of a sudden that's gone because somebody's moved a rock in your way. But they managed to pick a line on that far right hand side, which just seems to be pretty good for them. And the second car's coming up, seems to be following them. So I think that's Team Kermit again, so they've had a good line again. And they're clear. Got a little bit of course furniture rebuilding going on. A little bit of course rebuilding going on. I don't think anyone will get any penalties for that. It was pretty unintentional, I think. So these rocks do tend to throw you about a little bit, so I think that one will be forgiven. So there's some cars entering the arena, just coming in to finish their lap off. So we're just getting another car coming into the finish line. It's all getting a bit hectic down there now. Don't forget, we've got a t-shirt competition running. Just put a hashtag 150 in one of your comments. If you're liking what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up. Try and give us a share if you can. Let's just try and spread the word a little bit. And obviously don't forget to tune in again tomorrow, which we'll be going live at 8:30, I think, tomorrow morning. We've got Bridge Farm Motorsport coming into the finish. I think that's their second lap they've done, so they've had a cracking evening, which is really good. Another car coming into the finish line. Yeah, that's Bridge Farm Motorsport. That's great, and cracking little team they are. So good to see them out and enjoying themselves. I think they're a sister team to the Lemon Off-Road guys. So they're always out and about at the events. So it's great to see them. So keep on liking and sharing us. Use that hashtag 150 to be in for a chance of being in the draw for the t-shirt, the exclusive event t-shirt. Car coming up doing Wilderness Rocks. Nasty little bounce there. Back ends up, they are now clear. Back down to the next one coming up. So that's another 2 cars cleared the Wilderness Rocks. We're starting to lose the light now, so I think both drones are grounded. So thanks for the heads up, Alex. Apparently there's hail and rain on the way in from Swansea, so that's something to look forward to. So we've got a couple of cars lining up to go out on their next lap. So I think they're allowed to do 2 laps this evening, so they'll be lining up for their second lap. It's around about a 6-kilometre lap this evening. Cars seem to be taking between sort of around about 15 minutes to do that 6 kilometres. So those laps will all add to the laps they've done through the 2 sessions, hopefully today, and the sessions tomorrow. So they can hopefully accumulate enough laps, enough kilometres to do the full 150. The whole idea is to do 150 kilometres over the weekend. If you manage that, then you are a member of the exclusive 150 club. So tomorrow morning we'll be going live at 8:15, and I think start time is 8:30. And then we're going to have another live around about lunchtime, so it's sort of 12:45, 1 o'clock. So potentially we've got 7.5 hours of racing tomorrow, set over 2 windows. One in the morning, and then a reset at lunchtime, and a restart after that. Competitors are allowed to do, I think, a maximum of 4 laps in each of those windows. And so I think we're going to try and wrap up the coverage this evening. We're getting a bit low on cars out on course. The majority of cars have done their 2 laps. There's a few just going out to get their second in. We'll keep an eye on the Welsh Facebook page. We'll keep you updated. There should be some scores going on there tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in for the Wilderness Lighting Night stage. And we look forward to you joining us tomorrow.